Hi, this is Steve Marsh. Ken, do we have you online here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, very good. So I just want to check to make sure someone can hear me out there. We have 12 people at the moment, and we have our guest is here. We had a couple of fun challenges to get all the technology working, but we're all ready to go. Okay, well, welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome you to Meet the Experts. This is sponsored by the CRA, the Cleaning and Restoration Association. And my name is Steve Marsh. I'm your host for this evening. And we have a great program ahead of us for this evening, as Jeff Cross is going to be our special guest presenter tonight. And but what I'd like to do before we get into the presentation is I want to just cover a couple of things that are coming up in the future that I wanted everyone to be aware of. The first is, as we, I just want to remind everybody that if you are not currently a member of CRA, that you are definitely encouraged to become a member. And we do now have a special opportunity, as the last part of the year is normally the annual membership to join CRA is $360. And because we're getting toward the end of the year, we're going to prorate that, and it is now $180 to join for the remainder of this calendar year. And there's also a sign-up fee of $40. But one of the things I just wanted to let you know, because I'm going to mention a couple of classes that are coming up that I am teaching, special for CRA, that if you were to join CRA and attend one of my classes and go to Connections, you would get all of your money back from signing up for the association. So just to give you an idea, it is generally a good idea to be a part of association, and you're going to end up getting your money back if you participate in any of the forms of education. Plus, there is also the ability to join the World Floor Covering Association, which provides up to $500 in scholarships every year for you to get further educated in what you specialize in. So just want to mention that that's just some great things that are available, or just a couple of them, that you can be a part of. Also, what we have coming up here in the very near future over this next month are a couple of classes. They're hands-on upholstery cleaning classes, and they're going to be offered in Sacramento and San Diego. And in August 18th through 20th, it's going to be in Sacramento, and it's a 3-day class, and it includes both the basic upholstery cleaning class by IICRC, so there's an exam available if you haven't taken that already, but we'll also include the advanced course with it. This is a special class that I teach that includes 14 hours of your hands-on cleaning the most difficult fabrics that are out there. And what I'm going to bring in here to kind of mention some of his experiences about it is Ken Hart. And I'm going to bring Ken on right now. Ken, do you want to kind of tell us a little bit about your experience of the class? How did you respond to it, and did it help you out?
Well, generally speaking, it was a really good experience because up until that class, I had been going out and dealing with some difficult situations, kind of in the blind, if you will. But at that class, we got to handle some of the more difficult situations you'll come up against in cleaning upholstery, and you got to see if you made a mistake, how to fix it, if you did, and how to approach it the right way so that you won't make mistakes or you can minimize your mistakes. So it was overall it was a good confidence builder.
So when you were in the class, we handled. Did we do any of the easy fabrics, or did we focus in on tough stuff?
You mean by easy, you mean synthetics, right?
Right.
No synthetics. It was things like rayon and different kinds of cottons and silk and mohair, and of course we had the sneaky bleeder, and By that I mean the backing bled, but not the fiber. And then there was some other bleeders in there, and so it was and chenille. There was lots of chenille, so it was very good, actually. I enjoyed it.
Good. All right. Well, what I hopefully and Ken, you can just tell me is this, if somebody was new to upholstery cleaning, and they took this class, do you think that they would have feel comfortable to go out and actually start cleaning the typical fabrics that they would encounter?
Yes, they would. And I think beyond that, they would at least know what to be cautious of, and that sort of thing. In my personal experience, I took upholstery cleaning I think once or twice, and I still went out there and handled stuff that I really was not trained in, or I don't want to say classified, but I wasn't equipped to handle those, and so I had to kind of figure it out on my own. And luckily, I didn't make huge mistakes, and I don't own a bunch of upholstery that I didn't want.
That's good. All right. Well, I just wanted to kind of get across the idea. I know I've taken a lot of classes, and you get all sorts of great information, but when it gets to the reality of going out and actually doing the cleaning, it's a little bit different from sitting in the classroom. So this one just gives you the opportunity to try it and try the toughest stuff and build the confidence there.
Yeah, the hands-on element of this class is by far the most interesting and most beneficial for a person, because you can hear a guy tell about it, but when you actually get in there and do it, it's a whole lot more effective way of learning, and not only that, but you also get to see how other people approach things and do things, and how they handle the tools and all that sort of thing. So it really broadens, if you will, your education about upholstery cleaning in general. All
right. Well, thank you, Ken, for sharing. I just want to point out in the San Diego class, that is a two-day class, and that is the advanced course only. So there is a prerequisite for that class that you have already taken and very familiar with the information provided in the basic IICRC upholstery cleaning class. So those two are available. If you would like more information, you can contact CRA office or give me a call. I'd be glad to fill you in on the rest of the details. But it's a pretty fun class, and the response has been very positive. Well, at this point, I've been very excited to have Jeff Cross be able to arrange his schedule to join us this evening. Jeff Cross is a friend of mine, and he's just one of these people in the industry that is a wealth of information. Jeff Cross is the senior editor of Cleanfax magazine, and he has more than 20 years of experience in the carpet and furniture cleaning industry, and is a former owner of a successful carpet and furniture and disaster restoration firm. His background includes newspaper reporting and editing, magazine editing, and photography and darkroom technician work. And as an IICRC certified master textile cleaner, and also as a IICRC approved instructor, Jeff teaches carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, odor repair, advanced spot and stain removal seminars across the country. So if you got any questions, this guy has a well-rounded background to be answering all the questions. And then in addition, he is the creator of the Totally Booked University. This is a one-day marketing seminar for business owners and managers. And he is also the author of several technical manuals covering all aspects of textile care and cleaning. And Jeff has been doing that one-day marketing seminar across the country, and I noticed that you have one coming up in Spokane, or is that Seattle? And so hopefully you're going to be doing more on the West Coast, so I can take in one of these classes. But I am proud to introduce to you Jeff Cross, and he's got a great presentation for us. So right now, Jeff, why don't you say a word or two, and then I'm going to pass over this presentation to you so you can control the slides that we have. Jeff.
Sounds good, Steve. I appreciate you having me on. I assume you can hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Okay. Just so everyone knows, I spent the day out there cleaning with a friend of mine. So if you hear a big thunk, that means my head hit the computer because it's 10 o'clock here.
Oh.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, yes.
Okay, good. Good. No, but it's a privilege to be with you guys. Well, I thought we would just talk a little bit about the state of the industry, how things are going, where's the work, and how do I find it. I think we all agree that we kind of like to know where things stand in our businesses.
Jeff, can I stop you for 1 second here on your screen? If you will expand the screen to fill the whole screen area.
Okay.
I should be able to just go straight up to the upper right-hand corner and make it a full screen. Huh?
Show my screen.
Okay. Okay, I think you're fine there. Go right ahead now. That might have been my challenge here. You're good.
Is that good?
Yes.
We're good to go?
We're good to go. Thank you so much.
All right. No troubles. Yeah, I was talking to Steve earlier, I enjoy presentations. I like to see people, but this definitely is the wave of the future when you get to sit in your own home and look at the computer and get some information. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about, let me advance this slide. The state of affairs. I think when we all get together and we talk about what's going on, we always talk about the recession. I think most of us would agree that maybe we're at the end of the tunnel, that signs point to that. When I talk to cleaners in my classes and on the phone, our subscribers, they talk about how they're getting busier than they have been in the past couple of years, which is a good thing. The challenge they have is, of course, when they need something, such as new equipment, maybe a new truck mount. It seems like everyone I talk to, they have a lot of work, they're doing pretty good, but they find the challenge of getting credit and some support from the financial institutions to be in their way. So the last point here, as you can see, maybe people today, they're still using the same equipment, they're doing the best they can, but maybe using some duct tape and baling wire to keep things going. Maybe we've all been there before. Well, let's look at some information here. What do the numbers tell us? These are the next few bits of information I'm going to share with you come from our surveys in Cleanfax. From 2008 to 2009, interesting number here. Owner compensation in the less than $50,000 category went from 31% to 43%. So I guess it's not all rosy out there for everybody when you think about how maybe some people are tightening their belts and earning less money. Of course, some of these numbers could be new companies coming into the industry. The $50,000 to $99,999 category went down from 39 to 33%, no doubt moving some to that previous number. And you might find this interesting. Prices have dropped for basic cleaning. You know, we talked about so many times how carpet cleaning prices haven't gone up. Well, maybe they're even going down. Here's a number for you to consider. The less than 30 cents per square foot went from 28 up to 33%, and the 35-cent segment went from 15 to 11. So again, maybe we need to revisit our pricing and think about what we're charging for our services. On the other hand, if you think about some of the specialty services, and I think we were all listening in on Steve talking about some upholstery classes coming up out in your area, those prices seem to be going up, which is a good thing. This came from our survey. A 3-cushion sofa in the $100 to $149 range went from 14% up to 27%. So our peers that we're seeing out there working, cleaning specialized upholstery, earning more money doing so. So if you want to make more money, maybe the key is to differentiate yourself. It's all about perceived value, isn't it? When you think about offering a cleaning service, it seems like everyone thinks that we're all the same. They lump us all together. But really, we know there are a lot of specialized services that we can get involved in. Well, what about 2010? Well, I know everyone would like to hear about what's going on right now, but unfortunately, we won't have that information until October, the October issue of Cleanfax magazine. So everyone should hang tight, and we'll see what happens once that information comes out. So here's a question for you. What type of business are you in? Are you in carpet cleaning, restoration, contract cleaning, one of the three? Well, really, I would say that we're not in those businesses at all. We're in the marketing business. And I bring this point up because so many times we get together, we talk about how we're going to do more carpet cleaning, more restoration, more contract cleaning, but really we have to market our business. When you think about it, when people hire you, they assume you clean carpet or you do restoration. But really you have to think about the marketing aspect of your business, because if you don't have customers, then you don't have a business. I like to think of it as exercising. Most of us probably do some kind of exercising. Maybe we get out there, we run a few miles, we might lift some weights. But think about your business like a marathon. So many come into this industry, hang around for a while, maybe a few months, maybe a couple years, and then they're gone. So what is the reason? Well, they're not in it for the long haul. Statistics show that up to 40% of the industry turns over every 3 years. That's really a huge number, and it's really a disservice to the industry. It does no good for anybody. So to run a marathon, to work your business the way that you should, do you need to prepare? Well, sure you do. You know, if you're going to run a marathon in November, the wrong time to begin preparing for that is in October. The time to prepare is right now. So we have to think about that with our businesses. What's it going to take to create a successful business, make your plan, and then work from there. So let's look at some other statistics. First of all, we have to understand our customer. We must know what they want, what they respond to, and how they feel. So this following information will help you to see that there is opportunity out there. There is a segment of the industry even that we haven't tapped yet. So who is cleaning America's carpet? Well, check this out. I think you guys can see my scroll here. Use a professional, 46%. But check out this number here. Do it yourself, 43%. So why so many? It's a good question. With so many good companies out there all across the country, why would so many people clean their carpet themselves? Well, maybe they don't know better. They don't know who to hire. They don't know about the value of hiring a professional company. But here's something that I like to look at. When people clean their own carpet, what's your prediction for her weekend? So think about your marketing message. Could this be the customer segment where you find real growth? If you ever see this poor lady with her 2 kids at the grocery store, renting them a cleaning machine, dragging it across the parking lot, sticking it in the car, you know her weekend is shot. So maybe your marketing message could help her appreciate that instead of ruining her weekend, you can save it and give her a better time to spend with her family.
Now, Jeff, that's not your wife, is it?
No, that's a Google picture.
Okay.
Good point, though, Steve. So who will hire you? I think we all know that the females out there are the ones who are making decisions. We always talk about how the man is king of the castle, but it's just not true. So here's a scenario. The husband walks in the house, the wife says, and thinking about the joint decision, which you see right here, the woman says, honey, we're going to get the carpet cleaned. Is that okay? And really she's just saying the carpet's going to get cleaned. She's not really asking what he thinks. So your marketing message really has to hit this segment here. Who's the boss? The woman in the house. Well, why do people not want to hire a professional carpet cleaner? Look at these numbers here. This is interesting. Let's skip the first one for now. Too expensive, 19%. You have to be at home, 9%, talking about the convenience. Not a good value, 8%. Carpet does not dry, 6%. Poor job, 5%. Know how often to clean, 5%. But the big number is the other. And I thought this was an interesting survey by DuPont because other is the leading category here, but there's no information there as to what that really means. Unless you look at this one. This is a TARP study. Customer satisfaction is determined by the relationship. I think that's true. 65% of those surveyed stopped doing business with cleaning companies because they did not like the way they were treated. So it doesn't come down to how well you can clean, what type of truck mount you use, the van you drive, the type of advertisement you might run, but it comes down to how your customer was treated. So think about that when you're out there doing your work. That's a huge number to consider. Here's some more information. This comes from the IICRC survey commissioned about 3 years ago. Why do people like carpet? The primary advantage is that it's comfortable, and if that's the primary reason they buy carpet, then your marketing message should address this. 1 in 7 surveyed said that carpet looks good, but the biggest drawback is that it shows dirt or soil. Again, if you have this information, then your marketing message can address it. Is carpet disappearing? Sure it is. We know that hard floors are becoming more popular. However, 2/3 of U.S. homeowners use rugs over their current flooring. So another opportunity for you guys out there. If they have a hard floor, no doubt there's an area rug on top of it that needs cleaned. So what are the opportunities? Well, 2 in 10 say their children do not cause wear and tear, and 4 in 10 say their pets do not cause wear and tear. This is a secret. Don't tell them. Just do the cleaning. 6 in 10 U.S. homeowners have never hired a professional cleaning company. Now, if you go to their house, I wouldn't sit on the floor, but it's opportunity for you, isn't it? Among those who have hired professional help to clean their carpet, their floors, the majority depend on referrals. And here is an interesting number. $79 per room is what they expect to pay. So what are you charging? Maybe not enough. So you must market to gain new customers, and of course, as always, referrals are the #1 method to gain new customers. What about the future? Well, we have about 76 million baby boomers about to turn 50 years of age. Now, if you were not in this industry and you're close to that age, would you clean your own carpet? Probably not. So as people get older, they tend to hire services to do the work for them. So what do you want to do? Market to this group, typically affluent women and men who want someone else to do the work. So the service economy is going to expand. We never want to play catch up with our businesses. We want to keep up and get ahead. Well, let's talk about technical skill just for a moment. I see this all the time. Many cleaning companies say that the best marketing tool they have is how good they are at cleaning. You guys might have heard this too. You get with people, you get with other carpet cleaners, they say, I don't advertise, I don't need to, I'm the best cleaner in town. Well, think about this. Your customers assume that you have cleaning ability. It's why they call you. When they call your number and you answer the phone, they assume that you're going to be the best carpet cleaner. But what makes the experience? Think about McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's, you're going to order a Big Mac. Do you think, boy, I hope this week's Big Mac is better than last week's? No. You know that it's going to be the exact same food, no better, hopefully no worse than what you had before. What matters is the experience at the counter. When you face that counter person, whether that person smiles at you, treats you well, that is what you consider the experience. And your customers, when they hire you to clean their carpet, to them it's a big deal. It's an experience. To you, it's just one of 5 or 6 jobs a day. So you really have to see it from your customer's viewpoint. What about your marketing message? Make it clear, concise. Check this guy out. You ever resorted to crazy marketing methods? Hopefully not. Obviously, the type of customer you're fishing for here isn't going to be the best type. Make sure your marketing message is concise and clear. Of course you can buy 3 for the price of 3. Isn't this the case? You see advertising, you see marketing, all kinds of promises. What's the reality? Nothing that you expected. Perception plays into the success of our business. You must be paid what you're worth, and it's all about value. Value and more value. The point is that people will pay for what they want and do business with people they like. Now, if you look at this picture on the left, you see 2 things here. A bottle of water, about 16 ounces, I think, for $5, maybe $6 at the Hilton in Las Vegas. On the right side of that is a tiny cup of espresso, probably 2 ounces. And the price of that is about the same, $5 or $6. When I go to Vegas, I never open the bottle of water in my room because it's too much money for that water. But I always go down to the coffee shop and pay $5 or $6 for a thimble of coffee. And why is that? It's because it's what I want. And that's really what your customers are doing. They need something done. They want to purchase a service. And they want to do business with people they like. It's all about perception. So if your company is not giving your customers that perceived value, then you're going to be behind in the game. So what you really have to do is choose the best marketing methods to build your business. How many are out there? There are tons of ways you can do this. You might consider it like a fly going into an outhouse. You go inside, all kinds of good stuff to land on, but you just don't know where to land first. So choose the ones that work best for you. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4 methods to market your business. But if you just choose a couple, then you will succeed. So let's look at a few ways that we can build our business. We're going to look at free space, such as your local media, coupons that work, better printed advertisements, social networking, your website and search engine optimization, and also your company image. So we're going to go into speed drive here as we cover as many of these as possible before our time runs out. The first I want to mention is something you guys should all do. Press releases. Anytime you have information on your company that could benefit your company in a way of news media, you should take advantage of that. It doesn't have to be exciting. It could be maybe you hire a new technician, you purchase a new van, maybe you're expanding, new location, you go to a training class. Your local media has a section every week for information like this, and they're looking for people to submit it. And as you look at this picture here, this illustration on the left side, it's not exciting at all, but it means your company name is going to be out there and people are going to see that you're a progressive moving company. And best of all, of course, is you can include your contact information in your press release. Well, how do you do it? Well, consider who, what, where, when, why, and how. Those 6 questions will pretty much help you to build your press release. Include bragging information. You might think, you know, I don't want to include too much information, but that's actually what you should do, because the editor of your local newspaper or your circular or whatever publications in your area, he's not going to add copy, but he will cut it. So the more you include, the more chance you have on having more print in their publication. Include photos. Keep it accurate. Watch your spelling, sentence structure, your syntax. Make it easy for them to include your publication. What about going beyond press releases? Become an expert in your demographic. So if any of you have a flair for writing, this is your opportunity to contact your local newspaper or your weekly circular and perhaps get a column going in that publication. Maybe a tip of the week or a tip of the month, helping your current or potential customers with their cleaning challenges. Of course, you want to put these on your website to own the copyright, but there are a lot of different topics you can cover. If you've ever written an email to one of your customers explaining to them what they could do to solve a problem, maybe as you can see at the bottom of this clip here, what do I do to clean up a red wine spill? If you can put together an email with details, then you can do a tip and submit that to your local publication. What about coupons? Did you know about this? Did you know that some companies can clean carpet for as little as $7.95 a room? Well, what's the deal? Obviously, it's a bait and switch. But coupons do work. You want to use the best message in your coupon to get the best results. And here's one example. This is a Bath & Body Works coupon. And I have to share an experience from my own wife. She will get these coupons, and she will drag me to Bath & Body Works. It says with any $10 purchase, you get like $10 free or some type of item for free. And what's interesting is we'll go in there, she'll find something she wants, present the coupon, and then the store will give her another coupon that's very similar. So what's going to happen? Back and forth. It's a perfect circle for this company. So your coupons can work the same way. Make them valuable, make them work for the people who will respond to them, and you'll see the results come in. Your print ads, such as coupons, yellow pages, flyers, they all need to target your audience in the best way. So let's look at a couple of examples here. As we look at these, you won't find a perfect one, but what you could do is pull some of the best elements of what you see. Now, this last point, as you see here, you want the ooh and ah factor. When I taught a class 2 weeks ago at Pemberton's in Pittsburgh, I showed some of these same pictures, and the ones that received no response from the women in the audience obviously were the worst. But some of these got oohs and ahs from several of them, and that's really what you want to do. You want other people to look at your ads, preferably women, and tell you what they think about your printed ad. Well, sad to say, I see this type of advertisement all the time. As you look at this one, you have to wonder what kind of message is this person putting together. Of course, I blocked out the phone number so you guys don't call them. But we have a Bluetooth in the ear, holding the wand up like he's just won some kind of championship, showing off his stomach a little bit, and a picture of his van. Really, who is that going to be attractive to? Probably no one that we want as a customer. Here's another one. Actually, this is kind of cute. You have a dog looking at you in the face, a good offer across the top. So maybe this is the way to go. Here's one that may need some work. Check out this headline. Bigger, better, faster, cheaper. And I think the name of this company is $9.99 Carpet Cleaners, although I couldn't find that for sure. But it seems to be the way it is. So is this the marketing message we want? Obviously not. How many of you guys have seen this technician? He must be amazing. He's everywhere. What's the point? Well, avoid overused artwork and photographs. Use something original. Take your own pictures. Also spell words right in your advertisements. Scotchgard is one word, not spelled that way. So it's important to be clear and concise. People, your customers, are going to pick up on mistakes in your marketing. How about this one? Does it touch you? Pictures of kids, pets, a good headline, stuff gets dirty, an ad that works. So what kind of artwork are you going to use? Well, don't use the guy wearing a tie and white tennis shoes. Avoid big vans, trucks, and truck mounts. Remember that your customers don't really care what type of van you drive or what kind of machine you use. They just want clean carpet at a good price. Be realistic, but realize that the photos must tug on heartstrings. So you're wondering, how do I find good pictures, good artwork to use in my advertisements? Well, I went to iStock and Big Stock photo sites, and I found a couple that work. What if you were to put together a print ad, something simple like this? Doesn't that dog speak to you? He's sorry. He didn't mean to do it. How about this one? Now, who's in control here? Remember that previous number we looked at the beginning of the presentation? Something like 4 out of 10 homeowners don't think their dogs or kids contribute to carpet problems. Now go fetch soapy water. If you don't think your customer is going to see that and respond to that in a positive way, then you need to really analyze your marketing. Something like this is going to work. I'm afraid I made a boo-boo. Of course, he's a pet. That's what they do. People make mistakes. Often you get a phone call or people look for a carpet cleaner when they have a disaster. So you can save them from their worst nightmare. Kids, it's what makes carpet dirty. So use that in your marketing. Use kids, use pets, use disasters, before and after pictures, but avoid the picture of your Chevy van with your big bad truck mount. Think about your headlines, like this one. Carpet so fresh, who needs a sofa? People expect you to be the best cleaner possible. How are they going to experience that if your marketing message doesn't attract them? Well, let's talk a bit about social media. I think most of us know that social media is here to stay. Which one do you use? Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Plaxo, LinkedIn, lots of others. It's interesting, I saw a commercial the other day, and it said that if Facebook were a country, it would be third place in the world. So people are using social media. It's free advertising that you can use to get new customers and stay in touch with your current customers. Of course, we all know that newsletters and other forms of advertising and marketing do that, but this one is what people are using every day. You might wonder, how do I do it? How do I use social media? Well, go to your Barnes & Noble, and there's a book, Web Marketing, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, for dummies. If you don't know how to do it, there's information there to show you what you can do. Well, how can you use social media? Well, not everyone wants a social website on every site. They don't want to start a Twitter, a Facebook, a LinkedIn. They might want one or two, which is fine. But choose one that you're going to put together and use. I prefer Facebook myself. What can you do with it? Post personal information like everyone else, but add the occasional commercial. And of course, you also want to add a fan page, which is purely commercial, that you can advertise all the time. Well, what if you want to start Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these sites, but you don't have time to post to each one of them? Well, there are websites out there to help you to put together one post, one message that you can submit to all of them at one time. Onlywire.com is one of them, but there are several others. In fact, in the last couple of days, I've seen 2 or 3 that you can use with your phone. You just type your message, you send it to this one program, and it puts your message out there everywhere. So you don't have to spend hours at the computer, but every day just spend a minute or two putting together a message and getting it out there in social media. Here's a real-life example. I have a friend of mine, Dan Worley in Pittsburgh, and he called me about 2 weeks ago, and he told me about his experience with Facebook, and he shared it with me because he I guess he was just getting a start by fishing for work on Facebook. What he did was he put pictures, which you can see here, on Facebook, and within a few minutes he received a job, and the next day he received another job. So 2 jobs for woodwork, wood reconditioning I guess it is, within 2 days, simply by spending a couple of minutes by posting some pictures of the work he did. So what does this mean to you? Well, we all have pictures, we all have a marketing message. If we put information out there in social media, then we're going to get some work. Of course, every job counts, and the least amount that we pay for these jobs, the better. Well, when you use the internet, social networking, or even email, here's a reminder. Keep it professional. I want you guys to think about your own email address. Does it end up at yahoo.com, at gmail.com, at AOL.com, hotmail.com, or does it end at the site for your company? Consider how this can detract from a perceived professional image. You're spending a lot of money, you're taking a lot of time to market your company. So if you have a website, you have a domain that you can use for your email. And people pick up on this. They see that maybe your company is Best Carpet Cleaning, that's the name of your company. Is it bestcarpetcleaning at hotmail.com? Or is it info@bestcarpetcleaning.com? Really, something very simple like this can add more to the value and the perception of your company. Let's talk a moment about websites and search engine optimization. Think about what you spend on your Yellow Pages. Do you spend $500 a month, $1,000, maybe just a few hundred? Well, when you think about it, consider your computer as the new Yellow Page. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, your customers were picking up the big yellow book and they were looking for companies to hire. Today, they don't do that. In fact, in many places, the Yellow Pages aren't even being distributed like they used to be. So think about your website as your gateway to your customers. So your website, how does it look? Is it customer friendly? Is it fancy? Does it have flash? Lots of color and graphics? Well, here's an important question. Does it need all that stuff? Well, let's look at one website that works. Drum roll, please. Is this one fancy? Well, I think you know the answer to that. It's not fancy. It's probably as boring gets. But the point is that this website works. It does what it's supposed to do. So when your customers go to your website, does it do what it's supposed to do? Does it give them the information that they need to choose you as a cleaning company? Well, hopefully it does so, and that's something you have to work out and create to get those customers. Well, how are we going to get the customers to visit our website? Well, as you can see here, there are several ways. Google sponsored links. As you can see, this arrow here and this one here, these are areas where people pay to be seen. So your pay-per-click program is going to get you the clicks here. And you might wonder, what does it cost to do pay-per-click? Well, in a moment we'll look at a website or a link that shows you keywords that you should use, but you can also drill down and find out what those keywords would cost you in your area for pay-per-click. Everyone should do the Google Maps area. Even if you don't have a website, Google Maps will work. There are companies out there that I know of that have a website presence, a really good presence, but they don't even have a website because they're on Google Maps. As you can see, you're listed, your company name, your address, your phone number. You don't have to have a website to be here, but you should. But how you optimize your site and the keywords and your location all play into your placement on Google Maps. But really, this is a big deal. This is how customers find you. Google Maps is a huge player in the industry. Natural or organic listings, as you can see down here. These are the ones that are free, but they take time to work. All of your results here are based on how much effort you put into your website so that the search engines will find you. Well, what you can do to your website. You want to fill your website with content and the proper keywords, but don't overdo it. Too many keywords will work against you. Use the best ones. And this is the link I was talking about, a keyword finder. AdWords.google.com, and the rest you can see there. This site, if you put in carpet cleaning, will show you what your customers are searching for. Let's say you live in Dallas or Los Angeles. If you type in Los Angeles carpet cleaners, it'll show you 20 to 30 other keywords that your customers are using to find cleaning companies. So you want to fill your site with content that's relevant. So keywords are important. They have to be exactly what your customers are using to search. You have to remember that the search engines work for your customers. They're not working for you. Make sure that your city and state and what you do is in your title bar. For example, Sacramento Carpet Cleaners. If your company is Joe's Carpet Cleaning, you don't want to put that in your title bar. You want to put in the area you're working in and what you do. Your company name up there is worthless. Have your phone number at the top of your website. Some people hit a website, they see a phone number, they call. A lot of people don't scroll down. So if you bury your phone number at the bottom, thinking that the name of your company is the most important thing, then you're behind on the game. Have a page for every service you offer. If you do carpet cleaning, that should be a page on your website. If you do tile and grout cleaning, that should be a separate page. Window washing, these are all separate pages on your website. The search engines see every page as an individual website. They don't see your home page, and that's all that they do. They look at everything that's out there and then direct people to the best match that they can find. Once you have a website, you want to submit it to search engines. Google, Yahoo, Bing, those are the three top players. Google has about 80% of the market when it comes to searches. Yahoo, probably about 15%, and Bing, maybe 5%. The main player is Google, and if you can get your website to work and be seen by Google, the rest will follow. For all the others, Ask Jeeves, Lycos, LookSmart, there's a free submission site to include your website to these search engines. So it's free, it takes just a couple minutes, but submit your websites to the search engines. Well, let's take a moment to look at a website and see what kind of changes we might make with this one. We have a volunteer from Ernie's Carpet Care who gave us his website to look at. Okay, let's go from top to bottom. As you can see, we have...
Jeff, yes. Would you like me to bring Ernie in on this so you can have a conversation, or you just want to...
That's fine.
Okay. Ernie, are you available to talk?
Yes, I'm available. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. All right.
How you doing, Ernie?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Give me the news.
Tell you what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's one thing that jumped out at me. You misspelled carpet right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we do that all the time. It's one thing to consider is change your title bar, which is right up here, to where are you at, in Seattle?
Yeah. Well, Woodinville. Yeah, Seattle area.
Okay. You want to put in there Seattle or your local area carpet cleaning. Maybe include other things that you do. Maybe you do upholstery cleaning, tile and grout. You have about 63 characters to put up here. So you want to fill this area with what you do. Let me show you my site real quick.
Okay.
When I started my website, my Cleaning Professor site, I had Cleaning Professor right up here. And I started to use a website designer, and he said, I'm wasting my money. You need to put up here what you do and where you do it. So on your site, I would change this to Seattle carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout, whatever you do. That's the first thing.
Okay.
I do like your site. One thing I don't like, and I'm on a laptop here, so I have to scroll over to see the whole thing. I checked out your site on my wife's computer. She has a big monitor, and I had to move it just a tiny bit. So everyone has a different view, but I would move it over. I get rid of this orange space here,
Okay.
so people don't have to scroll over. Something else, if you right-click on a white space and go to View Source, you can see what the search engines see. They see Ernie's Carpet Care. Actually, it's Ernie's Care. Just kidding, Ernie.
Okay.
This is what they see as the title. That needs to be your location and what you do. Also, it will show you the meta tags, the keywords that you have in your site. And I don't see that you have that. That's something that's embedded as HTML in your site. You do have keywords, but it's just part of your content. You have upholstery cleaning, leather and upholstery cleaning, carpet, fabric protection. Those are all good, but you want to go to that same, let me get back to where I was here, sorry. This right here, you want to go here and type in Seattle carpet cleaners, Seattle tile and grout, upholstery cleaning, and that will give you the best keywords to put in your website.
Okay.
So that's what I would do.
Okay.
But it's one thing that I do like, it's pretty. You got a kid here. You don't have a big truck. This must be the family. Yep, that's good. You tell what you do. Go ahead.
No, it's just a picture we put on there, and
Ah, you stole it off the internet. Okay, that's all right. I do it too.
I'm much older than that.
How are you?
I'm 58.
Well, the picture you see in the magazine of me is about 8 years old, so I can't complain. Here's something I like. I like your testimonials. That means a lot to people. So that's good. But all in all, I would say it's a good site. Just fix the title bar, add some keywords.
And one thing I
Move your
noticed
site.
that you were talking about is I have a phone number up on top, but I think it could be bigger.
I think so. I think so. Move everything left. Make the phone number fill this space here.
Move everything left, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. And add those keywords. And
We went through hell putting this site together. And once we got involved with somebody doing it, we had to. It was just painful for this guy, and we
yeah.
went ahead and stuck with him. But to be honest with you, if I had to do all over again, boy, I'd go a different direction. But
Well,
I think I can make some changes, though.
Yeah, the thing is, we can always do that. I change my site all the time. And you do have a good-looking site. But remember that the search engines are always changing the rules. If you come up number 1 on the search today, tomorrow you won't. So it's a constant battle. But think of how much money we used to spend on Yellow Pages and all the effort to make that work.
Yeah.
So we just have to channel our energy to the internet because that's where it's at.
Okay. Well, I sure appreciate all the help.
Oh, no trouble. But everyone else listening out there, just look at your own site and do the same thing. Think about your title bar, your keywords. Go to that website and find the best keywords that work. Okay, let's move on, I guess. A little bit about your company image. You ever look in a mirror and see something that might be better than what it is? A lot of us, that's how we look at our companies. We don't have the right input. We think it's running successfully, it looks good, but really we need to get other input to build a better company. So think about your company image. Is this something you do? Think about the powerful message that this gives your customers. Protecting their property, protecting their home. What about your truck? Well, we don't want to run ads showing our trucks, but your customers may see your truck. You pull in the driveway, is it clean, is it neat? If there's a man in the house and he hears the truck running, he's probably going to go out and look at it. So does it look clean and neat and tidy? Besides that, what about your tools? Are they in good shape? Are they scratched up? Do they need cleaning? Do you use duct tape? Well, I hope not, but sometimes we do. But make sure your tools are in the best condition possible. Let's talk about your technicians and your company image. Really, this is a marketing approach. Your technicians portray what your company is all about. When you think about your customers, you must match your technician to your desired customer base. And think of this. Your technicians have interests that are not the same as your customers. Isn't that the truth? Our technicians might be young men or women. They may not have the same interests as our customers. They still, though, have to go out there and communicate. They still have to walk into the house, sell the job, and make the customer comfortable. So you really need to think about your customer. We know that referrals is the #1 marketing method that we can use. We must get people talking about our companies. If we do a good job, they're going to tell a few people. If we do a bad job, they're going to tell everybody and tell Facebook. So we have to communicate and give that perceived value to our customer. They have to feel like they're getting value. What are your customers' concerns? Believe it or not, right here it is. I hope he doesn't rip me off, leave the toilet seat up, steal my jewelry. Yep, it sounds funny, but it's the truth. They expect that when you come to their house, you're going to clean the carpet. That's what you do. But it's the experience, it's how they're treated that really matters. So analyze your customer. If you're going after apartments, your customer is going to be different than your typical homeowner. If you're going after high-end residential, then they're going to be college educated. They're going to have hobbies that are different than yours or your technicians. Their music choices are going to be different. They want to feel safe and comfortable. And they don't care about the truck mount or the PSI. They want it clean. They want it dry. They want it safe for their family. So take this in. Think about your customer, and then think about your technician. What does he do? Well, he might have interests that aren't exactly proper on the job. But it's such a sad thing when we see companies out there trying to be successful, but the people they hire, their workers, aren't contributing to the success of their company. So think about your technician and ask yourself, can he communicate? Can he get on the same page as my typical customer? Well, no doubt his communication skills aren't the same as your customers. His hobbies are a little different than your customers, and maybe some of his bad habits. The point is, comes down to this. If you would not sit down with him for a meal at your house, how can you expect to send him to your customer's home and make your customer feel comfortable? It's really not fair. So think of this as a powerful marketing message. If your technicians are the best, then your company's going to thrive because of it. Well, what can we do with that information? Well, introduce your technicians to your customers. Why not put aside a page on your website where you have pictures of your technicians, maybe a short biography. When a customer calls up and inquires about your services and maybe who's coming to my house, direct them to your website. Let them see that the people you're sending to their home are going to make them feel good about the experience. And we have to remember that your customers are having strangers into their home. If they go to Walmart and go to the back of the store and have a bad experience with the kid selling DVD players, they can walk out. They don't have to hang around and put up with that. But if you have a technician walk into their home and they're standing in their living room and the customer doesn't feel comfortable, they're probably still going to have the cleaning done, but they're not going to buy any extras. They're not going to be happy with the experience. Their big event, the carpet cleaning event, is ruined, and when they have their carpet cleaned again, they're not going to hire your company. So put your best people on your best jobs, and you'll see your business grow. So no matter who you are or where you are in the industry, we know there's plenty of work for everyone. You can have your share by understanding what's going on, what your customers want, and the marketing message that reaches them. So we all have something to learn. Network with your peers, continue to learn, and you'll have a successful company. Back to you, Steve.
Wow, fantastic information. Thank you so much, Jeff. It's hopefully we have a lot of questions, because it seems like you just touched on a lot of topics that we could go into and spend an hour on each one of them. So I have a lot of questions, but I think even more important is anyone that has a question, want to ask Jeff and get his opinion, if I can get you to raise your hand, just click on the hand, we'll call on you and make that possible. So, Elon, do you want to go ahead and ask a question? I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I put myself on Google Maps not too long ago. Welcome. Hello?
Yes, go right ahead. We're getting rid of some.
I think he has mail.
I put myself on Google Maps, and I'm just a little dot at the bottom. I mean, I'm in a small market, and I'm on the 6th page, and there's not that many carpet cleaners here, and I don't know why I'm that far, and I don't know why I'm not a teardrop.
Okay. When did you start your Google Maps?
Maybe 2 months ago.
Okay. I did my Google Maps, and it took 3 weeks before I saw anything, and my daughter, who's a personal trainer, I helped her set hers up, and it took her site about 2 months to get noticed. The thing to remember is it picks up where you're located. So if your physical address is in the center of your market, you're going to come up better on Google Maps. So I'm not sure where you're located, but that's something to consider. Also, when you fill out your information on Google Maps, there's a little progress bar on the right side that tells you how far your profile is. What do you see in there? Is it showing it's 100% complete or 50% or what?
Go ahead, Elon.
I would assume that it's definitely not 100%.
Okay. I can barely hear you, but I think you said it's not 100%.
Okay.
You need to add more content to that. Add pictures, put a video on there until you have you've got 100% completion on your profile. I think that's what you really need to do. And give it time. Give it some more time.
Elon, does that answer your question? And you have to speak up. For some reason, we can't hear you very well.
Yeah, I think that would do it. I just noticed that everybody else on Google Maps has a teardrop, and I'm just a little dot. So.
Okay. I tell you what, if I can barely hear you too, send me an email and we'll talk more.
Okay.
Okay, Ernie, you have a question.
Yes, I guess it's going back to what he was telling me. Jeff, you were saying that, Seattle, use Seattle. I live in Woodinville, but there's a lot of, I'm in the Seattle area, so using Seattle is better than using Woodinville is my point, probably, right?
Well, not necessarily. It all depends where you want to work. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what got me thinking that if I said Woodinville, closer to home is I mean, we do most of our work in Woodinville now.
Then
and
definitely.
I like that because it means it's 10 minutes. It's 5 to 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, definitely you want to have that in your title bar and on your website. But if you want to do Seattle, then you can include that too. Like I said, you get about 63 characters in your title bar. Okay. So put the towns that you want to work in, because when Google goes out there, or Yahoo and Bing, when they're looking at your website, they're looking for the town and what you do, because you have to remember the search engines are working for people searching. They're not working for you. So if your customer is looking for a carpet cleaning company, then Google and Yahoo and Bing are going to find the best fit. So yeah, put whatever area you want to work in, that's the best. If you want to expand, obviously, into other areas, you want to include those too. And if you run out of room in your title bar, then you still have the keywords in your site at the same time.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah, no trouble.
I also wonder if I'm in San Jose, and if I were to put carpet cleaner in San Jose, there's hundreds of carpet cleaners doing exactly the same thing. Where doesn't it make sense to almost focus on some of the smaller communities surrounding it? There's Los Gatos, there's Campbell, there's dozens of little communities, and because the people who live in one of those other communities aren't typing in San Jose, they're typing in their community, and kind of get out of the rat race and focus in a little bit more on maybe the ones that the other people aren't battling over.
Yeah, I agree. You want to put all the areas you want to work in, and you're right. If you're in a large market, it's going to be more of a challenge. And the thing I hear from carpet cleaners all the time is, how can I make my site work so well when there's so many cleaners? Well, all those cleaners out there don't necessarily have good websites. So you just have to think about the best way to promote yourself. And in those smaller markets around those major areas, the metropolitan areas, that's going to work. I've also thought of the value of putting zip codes in your site. Nothing wrong with that, but really people type in towns when they're looking for a cleaner. Go ahead, Steve.
Have you heard any studies about when somebody is searching for a service company, what is the average number of websites that they will visit before they choose?
Yeah, I've heard 3 to 5 is a typical number. They're comfortable at their computer. People are much more willing to look at websites than they are to go through and call companies, because they look at a website, they often respond to a form for more information.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 is a good number. But I will tell you this at the same time, when they hit a website, if there's flash and audio, they're quick to leave. So that's something else I hear too. So make sure your website doesn't have all that fancy stuff that you might like, that you think is cool, but really your customers are just looking for basic information. You know, they're not choosing a college, they're just looking for a carpet cleaner.
Okay. Chris Vigil, you have a question. Well, it looks like we might be on the...
I could sing, I guess.
Let me see if I can... Okay, it says his question is, with so many people doing websites, how do you know who to use?
That's a good question. I would say use someone in the industry. Find somebody who does websites. I think you do, Steve, yourself. Find somebody who knows the lingo and knows the industry. You can always hire someone outside who knows how to build a website that looks good. But if you choose someone that knows the industry, then they're going to help you out even more. And I know there's a handful of them out there. The main thing, though, is to make sure that whoever builds your website puts the stuff in there that really matters. I was at a class 2 weeks ago, and we were looking at websites, and we had some that looked really good, and they were professional, but the title bar was worthless. If your company is Joe's Carpet Cleaning and that's it up in your title bar, the only reason why that's beneficial is if someone's looking for you and they type Joe's Carpet Cleaning into the search engine. Well, if they do that, they're going to find you anyway. So it's just, you need someone who knows what they're doing, and I prefer someone in the industry.
Okay. Any other questions? Click on the little hand, and we'll be glad to call on you. I was, while we're waiting for someone else to ask a question, well, let's go to Mike Clinter. You're good to go. Mike, are you available?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
What about having like multiple sites? One that says, like, I've got several small communities around me. What if you had a site that was actually like baraboocarpetcleaning.com, and then you had just an opening page on that, and then if they wanted more information, they could click onto your main website that had all your information on it. Would that be beneficial if you have a bunch of small areas to do something like that?
Okay, good question. It doesn't hurt to do that, but what you could do is just buy all the URLs, the website addresses that you want, and have them go to one landing page. For instance,
the search engines find those okay?
Actually, that's a great marketing tool too, because they see the name. Like if you I don't know where you're located. Let's say you're in Sacramento. If you have the website address as sacramentocarpetcleaners.com, you're way ahead of the game than if you're joescarpetcleaning.com, because the search engines see that. They see the city, they see what you do. So if you have bedroom communities all around you and you buy websites, just the URLs for all those areas, and you could buy these for like $7 from GoDaddy.com or whatever you want.
Yeah, they're real cheap.
They're cheap. And you redirect them to your landing page. Or
So just forwarding them to your main page works just
Yes.
fine, huh?
It does. And something else, here's something else you could do with those sites. There are a lot of free websites out there. I think Yahoo has them, Google has them, I don't know. They're out there. You just do a search and you can find them. You could build some very basic websites, just one pages, and have those URLs go to those sites and give them that information with a click here to your main site. That means you're having additional websites out there getting the attention of the search engines.
Well, yeah, when I bought my my domains, because I got like 6 domains now,
Okay.
one for each town around here, or each community, and with it, through GoDaddy, I get a free website that I can build, and I can do like a one page and put on there information specific to that town,
Yes.
and then forward to my main website for additional, information, like about, what services I have and all that.
Yes, that's a good idea. And just don't have duplicate content. Don't create the exact same page and use it several times.
Okay.
That'll work against you. The search engines don't like that. They call that silo marketing. So some cleaners will do that. They'll just create a bunch of pages and have the exact same content. Well, the search engines see that, and they're quick to penalize you when you do something you shouldn't do.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Good to
They'll
know.
have more website addresses, and just direct them to your site or create those free pages. It's
Okay.
it's inexpensive. It does cost you your time, but it's going to work.
Sounds good. Thanks.
No trouble.
Jeff, do you want to mention backlinks and the value of those and what it is?
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Can people see my screen still, or am I done?
Yes, we can.
Okay. You can see this is just one example. This website here will track your backlinks. Let's do Ernie's. I don't know if Ernie's still there or not, but let's check his. You just take this site, and Yahoo has one, Google has one. They're all over the place. You put in the address, click Find Backlinks, and you have to kind of sing a song in the background until it pulls up. Okay, Ernie has 13 backlinks. What this means is there are 13 other sites out there that have his website address on their site. Now what this does, and let's look at those, what this does is it lets the search engines know that he's a legitimate company. He's got his website address out there on other sites. Member of the CCINW, reviews, so you can see that the sites that he's on. The more the better. I offer a service where people can put their website on mine, and they can put mine on theirs. Reciprocal links. The best links are those from popular websites. You can get a link on a .org, maybe a local community website in your area, the Chamber of Commerce, something like that. That's going to take you a long ways in the Google searches and different search engines. So backlinks are important. It just gives credibility that you have a website that others recognize, that others are putting your site on to theirs. And that's basically what that is.
And that's pretty high up in the priority that Google is using for placing its your website?
Yeah, Google, Yahoo, Bing, they all place a lot on the backlinks that you have.
So if somebody wants to link with you, what would they need to do?
Just send me an email.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get it set up. Also, putting more links on your site. Let's say you have like on Ernie's site here, he has no doubt different pages here, services. He could put, like on this commercial carpet cleaning site, it doesn't hurt to put links to all the other pages on his site somewhere here. That way, the search engines see that there are more links on the page. So it's not as powerful as having a link on someone else's website, but it does pay dividends.
Okay.
That's not my phone.
Okay, that must be Ernie. Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
That's all right.
you had a question?
Yeah, my question is, when are you coming to the Seattle area? Jeff, Steve mentioned you were going to do a class over here.
Friday, November 19th. November 19th.
Good,
Yep.
good.
Hope to see you there. I'll buy you lunch.
All right, sounds good. You up on that?
All right. Elin, you have a question.
Yeah, I was wondering, I heard that there's a website that can sign you up for all of the local sites in one, kind of like the social media that you were talking about, that you can do Yahoo, Bing, Google, and, well, those are the main ones I'm considering, but so knock them all out with one stone.
Yeah, I showed that. Let me pull this back up so we can find it. Uh-oh. What I can do for any that want this clip, just send me an email and I'll copy it and send it to you. I guess I could even send this whole thing. To submit your site, is this what you're talking about? You submit it to Google, to Yahoo, to Bing, and then there's one that does all of them. So it's freewebsubmission.com. Is that what you're talking about?
I was actually talking about just like the Google Maps, but the Yahoo and the Bing version of that as well.
Yeah, they all have. If you go to Yahoo or Bing and just type in, do a search for Yahoo Maps, they're very similar to Google.
Yeah, I heard that there was one site that you could submit it to, and it would submit it to all of them at once. But I guess you're recommending to do it individually.
Yeah, you know, I've never heard that. In fact, I kind of wonder if that's true because these are accounts you have to sign up for. You have to sign up for a Google Maps account and a Yahoo Maps account. So I'll look into that, but I can't say I know the answer, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because I know when I did Google and Yahoo and all those that you have to set up an account for those. Now, once those are set up, maybe it's true that you can submit information.
Okay.
I do know there's a website that shows you how your rankings are on all those pages. I'm not sure if this is it or not. I can find it. But there is a site that you can use to show you if you're showing up on all the maps pages.
Okay.
But as far as the map, yeah, that's important to do. But really, if you do Google and Yahoo and Bing, that's all you need to do. That's it.
Okay. And what's your email address? I want that information right there on that screen.
It's jcross@ntpmedia.com. Let me put it there for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're getting toward the end. I have one final question. I'm curious in what you would answer. What do you think it is that would cause consumers to pay more than the going rate?
What would cause them to pay?
Yeah. What does a company need to offer that somebody, if the average is 30 cents for carpet cleaning, what would they need to offer that would get people willing to pay 40 cents a square foot and more?
That's a big topic. I tell you what, I would say a lot of things, but the top ones I would say perceived value. The same reason why we go to Red Robin instead of McDonald's. We know the burger is going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to your customers, if they feel that the cleaning you can give them is the best, then they might see the value there. But also how they are treated, how they feel about you. If you have a 10-truck company, they may not know the owner, but they know the technicians treat them well. But if you run a small company, which a lot of those listening in are small companies, the customers know these people. They know the owner of the company. They know how they're going to be treated. So they'll pay more for a good experience. So I think most of us do business that way. We may hire a landscaper. We may have an electrician in a house. We may hire any type of service. We want to do business with people we like. We'll pay more for that. It's just like giving tips to a good waiter or a waitress at a restaurant. We want to give a good tip because we want that good experience.
Yes.
That's my answer.
And I think that is just right on, but it's always interesting to listen to carpet cleaners where they want to talk about that they're the best cleaner, that they're all caught up in the technical part. And I think one of your slides said that's what they expect. That's why they're calling you. And it is far more than can you clean the dirt out, because if they didn't think you'd do it, they wouldn't be talking to you in the first place. But there's something else to choose you over the other one and to pay more.
Right. I spent the day with a local cleaner doing some work today, getting some pictures, and we were in one room, and I said, we could just spray some deodorizer and tell the customer it's clean and thank you and leave. And he looked at me kind of funny, and I said, it's true. If the customer thinks you did a good job and it's an okay job, they're going to be ecstatic. So it's all about their perception. If you do a decent job, you don't have to actually be the best cleaner. I had a guy working for me once who was a mediocre cleaner, but people loved him. I had a few call and say, Jeff, Jerry came out and it just wasn't as good as you, but please don't tell him I'm complaining. I just want to get a little more cleaning done. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. He treated him so well that they didn't want to hurt his feelings. Now, that's powerful.
Yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you for the great job. The information is fantastic. For everybody listening in the chat box, if you want to type A's, that's our way of saying showing our appreciation. That's like the applause. And you did great, and would look forward to having you back to expand on any of those topics that you covered tonight.
Yeah, glad to come back. I apologize. I don't have a radio voice. I am a one-on-one person. I like to see people, but I know this is how things are done, and I'd be happy to do it again.
Well, and I thank you for it, because I know what it's like to do a monologue without only looking at a computer screen. So that's
you
a
have
tough
to wonder
job.
who's out there.
Yeah, is anybody still there? Well,
No,
thank
that's
you
all good.
again, and anybody want to email you just to express appreciation, and I'll also give you feedback of the emails that I get also. But great job. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
good.
We look forward to having you back again.
All right, logging off.
All right. Have a great
Going
evening.
to bed. Thanks.
All right, folks. Everybody have a great evening. We'll talk to you next time.